The next day, all these people had to go to Moor. Eleanor also wanted to go with them. But her date says that, son, that place is not safe, there could be danger there, so you should not go. But she doesn't listen to her dad at all and insists on going, after which the next day all these people reach Moor and they move forward while also making videos of everything here. A little further ahead, Eleanor senses the presence of a little girl there who was a spirit one day. It was the child's soul. Eleanor asks her, "Who are you?" Then the girl's soul says, "I don't know, and I've even forgotten my mom." Eleanor asks her, "Okay, tell me, where were you buried after being killed?" Then the girl tries to control Eleanor. She falls her into the ditch with her power. Eleanor gets injured, and everyone goes to her. Then Eleanor's date helps her, but here Bill understands. The girl's spirit surely wants to say something. It starts digging at the same place. And the surprising thing is that it also finds the corpse of a girl there. Not anyone else's, but that very spirit's girl. No, 25 years ago, her uncle killed her and buried her here. Meaning he had responded to Eleanor's query about where she was buried. Seeing that, everyone gets quite shocked. And after that, we see the story 4 weeks later, where Bill is still trying to find his son, and Claire is helping him in every way. After that, Claire and Bill go to the psychic's house, where Eleanor tells them that Katma is always with her, who often protects me whenever I am in trouble and when I don't understand something. She is my... We both are very close as friends, and she works as a protective spirit for me. Now the psychic, through his medium Eleanor, talks to that spirit and says, "Tell us about those children who were killed and buried on the moor." Asked the spirit, "Can you sense us?" To which it replied affirmatively. It says that the souls of all the children whose bodies it has are trapped in darkness. Now Bill asks it about his son. Then using Adam Pointer's medium, it marks a spot on the map to do so. After that, it leaves from here. Then they go back to the moor again to check the spot where the spirit had marked. As they move a little forward, they see a pebble-like long stone on which strange grooves were formed. After that, they move forward again, but then it starts to rain here, and these people can't move forward, so they set up the tent there. Eleanor tells everyone that my friend doesn't like the spirit to come to the moor at all, because whenever it comes here, it starts feeling strange, which means there's something here that it doesn't like at all. That is, there is a force, a thing, something that frightens it as well, although it is also a spirit itself. When everyone was sitting together talking, the wind starts tilting and goes out of the tent, where suddenly it sees someone, whom it starts to chase, but then it falls into a swamp. But just in time, Bill's friend arrives here, who at that moment saves it. They also inform him that they saw someone here, therefore Dunya goes to find it. Inside the tent, the psychic is quite worried because due to Bill's reasons, everyone's lives are in danger. Because this place was known to be heavily haunted, then the psychic goes outside to freshen up his mouth. Meanwhile, Claire and Eleanor start talking. Claire says to her, "I am still partly responsible for my friend's disappearance even today. I consider myself responsible for this. My fault because I neither sent her to the candy shop nor was she a good kid." Now suddenly Eleanor screams loudly. Upon hearing the scream, Belle and her friend come here. She asks Eleanor, "Why are you screaming?" Then Eleanor becomes sad and explains that there's a very dangerous force here which made my spirit friend leave me out of fear, and without it, I am also feeling strange fear. Then she suddenly changes her demeanor and says, "There is a portal here that has opened." At the same time, she starts to get possessed, meaning a dangerous force had come into her, and once again she screams loudly. In this state, she calls Bill and his friend Eleanor to the door. Meanwhile, Eleanor comes in a strange state, and her pupils start to darken. Looking at her face, it was clear she was in a lot of pain, and then suddenly she falls down. They find the psychic, but then strangely ropes surround them from all sides. The main point was that those creatures had no eyes and looked very bloodthirsty. To escape the ropes, the psychic pushes them back into the tent, where he sees his daughter Eleanor in a very bad condition. Seeing her in such a poor state, her dad takes her to the hospital. But seeing Eleanor's condition, it was clear she wouldn't survive, so everyone goes back to their own homes. Now Claire receives a call from the same senior detective, who says, "You all shouldn't have gone to the moor because there's much more danger there than you think." Hearing this, Claire gets tense and tells Bill about it, and again forbids her from going to the moor, but Bellows doesn't listen, and the next day they set out again to go to the moor because he absolutely wanted to find his son. But this time Bill's friend doesn't go with them because she doesn't get involved in any trouble. she used to go, and now only Claire and Bill go. When they arrived there, they come to a spot where Bill offers a binding sacrifice on the moor. Seeing that, Leah feels very strange. She couldn't understand why Bill was doing this. Bill tells her, "You will have to die here so that my son can come back to me." Claire asks her, "But why? Why do you want to do this? And how did you? Someone told you that if you do this you will get your son back?" Then she tells him that last night she heard a voice that was saying that if you sacrifice Claire and give us some of her energy, then you will get your son back. Hearing this, Claire starts crying, saying, "This is wrong. Taking my life will mean you will never get your son back." She says that by taking my life, you will never be able to get your son back because he had already passed away 25 years ago and will never return. But Bill still doesn't listen to her and becomes determined to kill her. Then she cries and begs for her life, saying, "Please uncle, don't kill me." But he clearly takes her to the same guillotine. Just then, a bed arrives there and attacks Claire. In the same attack, the bed dies itself while Claire falls into the ditch, and at that moment the souls of the other children come and attack Claire, and thus Claire's life is taken. As he dies, we see that Bill's son also arrives there. He goes back to meet them near the dike. Finally, after 25 years, the two fathers are reunited. Because of this, she was very happy. Now you must be having many questions in your mind about what exactly was happening here, so let me clarify it for you. Actually, a demon devil resides in this place called Moor, because the marshland was actually the path to hell, from where the demon used to take sacrifices of children, and the sheep were the souls of children whom the devil had also included with him. And they helped the devil in making sacrifices because the devil had made them his slaves, and all this had been happening for many years. Now the demon told Bill's family that if you sacrifice Claire, you will get your son back. And in the end, it happened that only girls were being sacrificed. This is why girls' bodies were found everywhere and girls were killed. Like the body of that soul-possessed child and Eleanor's body. That day, by mistake, instead of kidnapping for sacrifice, Claire's friend was kidnapped. Although the sacrifice was supposed to be Claire's that day, the demon did not kill Claire's friend, and when Bill sacrificed Claire, as promised, the demon also returned his son and took Claire with him. Now about that kidnapper, why did he kidnap children to offer them to the demon for sacrifice? The answer is that he considered the devil as his everything. He did all this to follow the devil, treating him as his god. Now this was about to start again, because after 25 years that kidnapper will become immense, and once again the demon, whom he considers his god, will not spare the girls. As a result, countless innocent girls will fall victim to the demon's atrocities, and with this horrific ending, the story and the movie come to an end here.